What's the difference between me and you,
What's up, everybody? We're here at the Difference is Black and White podcast. This is our first episode, our first try at this. So we'll see how it goes. My name's Chris, and I got with me
DJ Bre.
DJ Bre, great DJ. So we started this podcast because I have a very limited experience with the Black culture, with the Black experience. So I figured I'd bring my best friend Bre in here, and we can talk about all the issues going on around the world, around our country, and kind of figure out our different cultures, the white perspective, the Black perspective, and see what we learn from each other.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get this going. This has been in the works for a little while, and
A couple months trying to get this ready, yeah.
and so I'm excited. We finally get to do this, so let's go.
Let's do it. Well, the first topic we have to talk about is what just happened at the Oscars. I'm sure all of you know about it.
There's been a lot of different perspectives about
A
it.
lot of different perspectives, not just in the Black culture, white culture. Everybody has something different to say about it.
Yeah, like men, women, Black, white.
Well, let's talk about yours. What's your perspective on this? What did you? Because I didn't even see the Oscars. I work in the film industry. I still didn't watch it, so I'm guilty of that. But what did you see? What did you see?
I may have an unpopular opinion, versus a lot of things that I've seen. I'm just gonna be blunt, and that's just who I am. I think that was some bitch shit by Will Smith. He really, really, really put Chris Rock in a tough position.
Right.
If he would have slapped the shit out of Chris Rock in a private setting or, not
Behind
on
the
cameras,
stage, something, yeah.
I think Chris Rock
In
would
the after
have
party.
he would have reacted differently.
Yeah.
So kudos to Chris Rock for, staying professional under the heat like he did.
Right. Yeah.
You know-
But he was in shock. That's for sure. And everybody was saying like Chris Rock is not the guy to defend himself really either.
Yeah,
Like
and
if you did that to somebody else.
and that's another thing
Like
too.
The Rock,
Like
yeah.
that's another thing. Will knew what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew he really put Chris Rock in a tough position. Chris Rock had to let me think about my career.
Yeah.
Let me think about, me not acting an ass in front of the world.
Yeah.
And embarrassing the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
I think all those things went through Chris Rock's head in an instant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you got to say he's an experienced performer, so he picked it up right away, acknowledged what happened, and kind of continued the show, which I was really impressed by. But I mean, I don't think the joke was that bad. Personally, it wasn't like your bald head is blinding me, it's shining in my eyes, or like it's a bowling ball. He literally said G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. G.I. Jane 1, Demi Moore, hot chick, like badass woman trying to be a Navy SEAL, right? Like that's cool. That's a compliment. In my eyes, that's a compliment. Obviously, it's a joke and she has alopecia, and we don't know if Chris Rock knew that at the time. I mean, I know Jada's been talking about it on her roundtable or whatever it is. So maybe he knew. If Will Smith said what he said afterwards, keep your wife out of your mouth, right?
Keep my wife's name out
Out
of
of
your
your-
fucking mouth.
Twice, yeah. If he said that, I would say, yeah, good for you. Like, you defended your wife. You made a scene without making a scene. We move on. But now nobody's talking about the winners. Nobody's talking about anything else that happened at the Oscars. Just that, which is for the first, I think it's the first Black-produced Oscars.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
For that to happen, like, you look at Fox News now, and of course, like, this isn't the hood, and like all their racist shit, their dog whistles and everything. It's still going to happen. But you took the best moment. Like, it was a great Oscars, from what my friends were saying. Like, it was really well done. It was paced right.
It was seasoned.
It was nice.
It has some
And
flavor to it.
He took away everything. And of course, you have to get into Will Smith, where it's like, you're going to win your first Oscar. Like, almost guaranteed, you're going to win your first Oscar. And you take that moment, your highest peak, and he acknowledged it when he said Denzel told him, the devil comes for you at the highest moment, right? You fucked up, dude. Like, you took everything good about that night and you made it about that, about you. And he acknowledged it. He issued the apology, but I had Will Smith in such a high esteem. Now it's kind of like you jaded yourself.
And another thing I want to bring up is, like, I don't know the whole story, but from what I understand is they pretty much brought August Alsina in their home, and then pretty much August Alsina ended up inside of Jada.
He doesn't hold back. He does not hold back. He's very blunt. Let me say that.
And from what I understand, and I'm not 100% sure, but he can do shit. But then you go slap another man. You know what I'm saying?
But it was an agreed consensual open marriage, though, right? So it's like, wasn't it part of it? Like, I'm not gonna pretend like I know everything about it, because again, like, I'm in my white little bubble. I don't pay attention to celebrities as much as some other people do. But like, I don't know. I think that one was more consensual than this was, obviously.
So then why would they call it out of her mouth an entanglement versus like, this is what we agreed upon,
right?
And you guys need to stay out of our business.
Right.
And August was in his feelings. She didn't say that. She said she was involved in an entanglement. So that tells me that, you know, everything that went down wasn't supposed to go down like that. So, and you can see the hurt in Will's face.
Oh, he's struggling. Like, you could tell, like, I mean, it's the Oscars. You're probably nervous already because you are going to win something. So, like, your acceptance speech and everything. But, like, you had to be drinking. So, like, you're already not stable in that regard.
I wouldn't.
You don't think
I
so?
wouldn't I wouldn't bring alcohol or drinking, drugs, anything. I think you know what I'm saying. Charlemagne, the guy, made a great point. He said, Will bled on the person that didn't cut him, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And so he bled on Chris Rock, and Chris Rock wasn't the person that cut him.
No, he was the next guy to take out. Yeah, the weaker guy to take out.
Yeah. And another thing, I do not think if it was a white person that made that joke, I don't think Will Smith would have did it. My heart, everything, and I would probably bet my life savings that if it was a white man, Will Smith wouldn't have
because it would have brought him more negative press, or like there would have been maybe an assault charge, because I know they're talking about it, but Chris Rock does not want it.
Assault charge. Sued. Jim Carrey said instantly, I would have sued his ass for $200 million right away. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't have hesitated. You know what I'm saying? But he knows Chris Rock as a black man is code that we cannot press charges.
Is there a code where
we can it's a code that we cannot
look like a bitch either way,
especially that the whole world seen it. And like the black men leaders, we go look at Chris Rock like, bro, you got to fight this man. Don't press charges. If anything.
Oh, right.
You know
take it in the back.
Yeah, like let's handle it differently. Let's not do that. You know what I'm saying?
Why wasn't security there for this one? Like, or why weren't they? Like, obviously it's Will Smith. Like, maybe he's coming up to like do a joke or something. The whole audience thought it was a joke.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think everybody thought it was staged, like for sure. And some people still think it's staged. Like, hey, to each his own. Yeah. But I think the audience for sure thought it was staged.
They laughed
until he got back in his seat and said,
and then start talking.
Yeah. So up until that point, I think everybody still was like a little shocked and surprised that that happened.
Now, I don't want to get into like this, make this a bigger picture or micro example of black on black crime, but like it kind of is. Like you were saying, like it's one of those things. It's accepted. I don't want to bring in the Chicago. It's such a white thing to do, but Chicago black on black crime, or anywhere really. It's like it's accepted. Murder is murder, and like gangs will retaliate against each other, and that's just what it is. And like it's more of a wealth and poor war than it is like a white and black war. But I think people are okay with letting the gangs kill each other, right? Is that acceptable now? It's like what is this black on black?
I wouldn't say it's
not acceptable.
You know, killing somebody, losing their life isn't acceptable.
Poor word choice. Let's say we're numb to it. Let's say that we're numb.
I would totally agree with that. Like we're definitely numb to it.
Yeah.
But brings me to another point about the Will and Chris Rock thing.
Great.
So like we as black men are already considered aggressive, you know what I'm saying, intimidating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And do I necessarily care what white people think? No, but in a way, we still have to represent ourselves, you know what I'm saying, if we want to get further.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason I wanted to start this podcast, because like there's so many misrepresentations and so many especially in movies which I work, that like you get the typical like black actors are casted to be thugs most of the time, or like to be the mean street kind of guy. Rarely, unless it's a black produced or written film, that you get the characters with actual education and real character development. Other times it's typically just been the gangbanger or something, or some low educational level person. So that's been the frustrating part. Like I want to see more people be elevated into like just normal characters that just happen to be black, because that's the thing. Is and the same thing with the dolls and the toys. It's like to have a black doll or where a girl can actually see herself and not play with a white Barbie or whatever it is. I think that's important. I think that's really important. Representation definitely
most
matters.
definitely. Like I make sure my daughter has black dolls.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with having representation. So to get back to the Will Smith thing.
Yeah, sorry. I'm all over the
So
place with it.
I have a question.
everywhere.
So like, how did it make you look at the black community different? Seeing that.
Do I think did it change
Or
your
you,
perspective,
or do
did it
you think,
reinforce?
or
Did it reinforce?
or did it reinforce, or do you think amongst your peers,
Uh-huh.
do you think it reinforced the
Stereotype.
the
I would say, for me personally, no, because I have too many black friends that I know their character. I know that this is not typical. This is not like you, for instance. Like I know this is not standard. So, but unfortunately, there are a lot of people with my skin color, and like I said on Fox News, who immediately go, see, they're thugs, and they use that word, and they use that's why it's so disappointing to me, and I'm sure a lot of other black people, where it's like, can we not just be, I don't want to say civil, but can we not just be normal? Can we not, why do we have to make ourselves look bad? And that's the thing too, is there's a lot of, like you said on social media, there's a lot of divide among black and white people, but among black people, it's interesting perspectives. Like Tiffany Haddish is like, I'm glad he smacked the shit out of him. I'm like, sorry, I didn't mean to sound like her, but it was a terrible example. But it's like, well, why was that a good thing? Like, I get the defending your wife.
You defend your wife.
I get the defend your wife. Totally acceptable. Like I said, if he just yelled at Chris, totally like, yeah, I'm backing you. But you assaulted somebody on internationally streamed TV. Like, that's a bad look for everybody. It's a bad look. Yeah, even if it's a bad joke, like comedians, they miss the mark. They say things they shouldn't say, and they get the brunt of it, right?
Yeah, it's it's a tough job being an entertainer. Job. Period.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Right. From a comedian to just an A-list,
right here in the podcast, right?
Yeah, like A-list actor. You know what I'm saying. It's a hard job. You know what I'm saying. Yeah. Like you constantly have people in your face, in your business. It's tough, but absolutely. When you sign, like that's what you sign up for. You know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And when you go to the Oscars and you sitting front and center, like. You sign up for that.
And you're about to win an award. Like everybody, I think everybody knew he was going to win.
And then I also think that Jada, that was a great moment for her to stand in power of what she's going through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That could have been a great time to, show an example of like, yes, I am embracing my bald, you know what I'm saying? I'm beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a strong black woman, like that was her time. You know what I'm saying? Right. So do you think Chris Rock should press charges? Or would you have press charges?
In my current financial situation and Will Smith's situation, I would definitely press charges. Yes. I mean, like you said, Jim Carrey said he would charge him $200 million for that. And I think the thing that it sets a bad precedent too, because I had a few comedian friends who are like, great, like we're already kind of under the gun with some people coming up to stage. Now they kind of feel like they can. And so it wasn't just a white-black thing, but it's also like I can go up there and if I disagree with the joke, I can put my hands on somebody's.
Dave Chappelle, he put out the whole series, comedy series about that. You know what I'm saying? It's like we as a generation has gotten so sensitive.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. All the cancel comedians. Like what? No. Like you got to be able to take a joke and like I understand the sensitivity aspect of certain communities. Like we don't want to be trash, but it's like, take a joke though.
And
Like nobody's hurting you physically. Nobody's banning you from doing something.
and I don't want to what's the word, downplay alopecia, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
At all. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
it is a serious condition. I really don't think Chris Rock knew, and I don't think like a good portion of the world knew that she
Yeah.
was suffering from alopecia. And you know, to all the women that are suffering, you know, definitely don't want to sound insensitive whatsoever, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But I think it was mainly a bald joke, and I think that's where people are missing the point.
They're missing the point. And,
You know
and
what I'm saying?
there's a congresswoman, and I'm blanking on her name, and I wish I remembered it, but there's a congresswoman who, I don't know if she also has alopecia, but she also shaved her head and is bald and is just no wigs, nothing like that. And so, like, she's embraced it. You know, she could have done one of those, like, I think somebody's that were like, salute back and like, haha, a joke, we're like back and forth. Like,
Or
that's
stood
it. Let
up
it run
and
over.
took a bow.
Yeah,
and
like,
did
like,
a
hey,
spin,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there is so many better ways to take it, and there's so many better ways to defend your wife that don't include assault. It's just there's nothing good in my eyes. There was nothing good that came from Will Smith going up on stage and smacking him.
And it's a
And
lot.
it was a slap too. It wasn't even like, would you prefer to slap or a punch?
So in the black community,
Slap's more disrespectful. Is
a
that?
slap is disrespectful.
But it shouldn't have been backhand then.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
if
matter.
another man slap you,
Yeah.
that like
That's
it's no respect, bro.
Gotcha.
He's slapping you. He like you a bitch. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying?
Okay.
So like everything about that, I think Will knew exactly what
Yeah.
the fuck he was doing. Now Chris Rock is a better man than I am. I think I probably would have threw everything out the fucking window and like, don't slap me, then turn your back on me. That's too like disrespectful. I would have had to kick Will down them fucking stairs like really quick. If that would have happened to you, what do you think he would have done?
I don't know. I'm a terrible pacifist. So like, I think it would have been. I would have been just reacted the same way. So like, I don't get into fights. I don't try to engage with people. I think it would have been the same thing. Like, especially being the presenter and having all eyes on you kind of thing. I think you have to embrace that situation. But after the fact, I would definitely go up to him and be like, "What? Are you fucking kidding me right now?" Like, we met playing flag football, right? So we played flag football, and I grabbed the flag of somebody kind of aggressively, and he tumbled or whatever, right? So the dude was pissed off at me, came in out of nowhere, just tackled me. Bree comes running on the field and defends me and stalks the guy, and I'm on the bottom of this pile, like not knowing what's going on. Now, you handled it for me, so if somebody else handles it, I'm good. Like, it was, I don't
fucking use me.
Hey, I mean, it worked out. I had the whole team backing me up, so it was fine. It wasn't just you. But, like, there was no reason for me to then go after him, right?
Okay. So
But if I was an isolated incident and I had to defend myself, then I would do something about it. Then I
what
go
would
up
you
to him.
do?
Push and shove. I don't know.
Push and shove?
I'm not a boxer. I don't know.
Oh, come on. Then. Okay.
I need to be put in a situation to actually find out. So let's go.
Yeah, so that's true. So is that because you was raised that way, or
Yeah, I think so.
So like growing up, what did your mom teach you? Like if someone put their hands on you, you go tell a teacher, or you
I think that's
talk
the
it out.
typical white thing to do. I don't want to speak for everybody. For like, we both have kids. So like, I have a 7-year-old. So he's in jiu-jitsu. He knows if somebody puts hands on you, you get out of the situation. I've said this explicitly. You defend yourself. You defend somebody else if they're being attacked. You get out of the situation. You assess like, okay, is it something that I need to deal with right now, or you get out of Dodge, you get out of there, and then you go tell a teacher, you go tell an adult. Again, he's 8. I think I said 7. He's 8 now. So he's getting to that point where maybe when he gets older, he'll want to stick around and fight more or something. I'm not sure, and not necessarily go after the teacher, because I think when you get a certain age, that's frowned upon. But up until a certain age, it's like that's what you do, right? My dad's a minister, my mom's a teacher, so like my mom was almost always on campus when I was older, so I couldn't really get into fights, and I just never did anyway. And then I'm not like a practicing Christian. I'm not a turn the other cheek, but I'm just not. I'm not going to engage with you because I think nothing beneficial happens, and I don't have that pride where I have to stand up for myself. I have to go after you and return the favor, right? So that's my thing. I just never felt like I needed to. I never felt like I had to respond that way. But I'm pretty sure it's a little different
definitely
in the black
different.
community, right?
And my mom's household for sure, for sure. And like in my household, and like Jasmine and I, we were raised different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She was raised, and so there is a little conflict in my household.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I tell my daughter and my kids, period, like somebody hit you, you better hit their ass back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't want them
like,
to repeat it.
Yeah,
you don't want that bully syndrome. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I get that.
So my daughter,
Mhm.
she's in this state where it's like she's confused because her mother and her grandmother is telling her, no, you go tell the teacher. And she was like, well, I don't want to get in trouble by my teacher. And I'm like, I'm the parent here. And if I say somebody hit you, you hit their ass back. And she like, I'm going to get in trouble. No, the teacher listens to me.
Right. Yeah, the
You
teacher
know?
will come to me. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's in a tough situation.
Right.
And it like burns me up
Yeah.
when she comes and says
Right.
somebody pushed her
Yeah.
and did something. And like, yes, at some point,
Mhm.
I do plan to teach her, like, hey, we use our words.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Yeah.
I don't think you can use your words now when you're 5.
No, 'cause you
know,
don't have them. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I think
And you can end something real
you
quick.
can end it. You hit that little boy in his nose.
Yeah.
He's not going to touch you again.
That's right.
You know what I'm
that
saying?
that I totally am okay with, and we'll back up for sure. Like there's time and place. There's time and place. I know you were born in Compton, and then you had a dad who was kind of in and out of the picture. So maybe you didn't really have somebody to go to. So maybe is that an experience maybe that the black community has where they don't really have a teacher or a role model or a parent that they can go to if the situation happens. So you're kind of forced to take care of yourself. Is that accurate? Is that fair to say?
No.
Okay.
I just think not all, but just for the most part,
Yeah.
like that's just our upbringing.
Yeah.
Somebody hit you, dad in the house,
Right.
or not. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Somebody hit you, you hit them back. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
only physically, like if somebody's talking shit to you.
if somebody talking shit, like
Because I want
you
to bring
can-
this back to Chris Rock thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
if somebody's talking shit, like they talking shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And us growing up,
right.
shit talking was okay. Like we call it bagging.
Uh-huh.
Your mama jokes.
I should
and
learn
stuff
how to
like
write
that.
these terms down.
You
Did I
know,
even know what bet was until you said it?
like doing your mama jokes, but that did cause
Yeah.
a lot of fights
Uh-huh.
as a kid.
Okay.
Though, it starts
Yeah.
off everybody
Yeah.
talking about each other, then somebody can't handle it, and
Right.
that's
Yeah.
where the fights start. So I guess Will went back to his childhood.
Back in Philly, right? Is that where he was from?
So I think it's really with Hidden Back. I just think it's like principle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we can talk all day. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But once you be physical
Once you cross that
towards
line.
me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Where do you think that kind of plays in with sports? And not that I want to go too heavy into sports, but like, because obviously when we grew up playing tackle football, and then we played flag football, and in the league we play in, it's contact. So there's blocking and there's hands on. So I love putting hands on to block a receiver when I'm playing DB or something. So like, when is it okay on the field? Where's the crossing the line?
Body language is everything.
Right.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and that's another thing. Will Smith's body language was whole body language too. He came up like he wasn't gonna do nothing, and then slapped the shit out of
Chris Rock leaned in. He's like, what's up, man?
Like he thought he was gonna probably like
Yeah, a
come
little
and like
tap or
like whisper something in his
Oh,
ear.
yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? I think that's why he leaned in like that. You know what I'm
hands
saying?
behind the back,
But he
like not, yeah.
like he like really like threw him all off with the body language
Right.
and everything. But definitely, I would have kicked his ass down them stairs. He would have made it back to his seat
Right.
like that. That's
What do you do after that? Like you're mid Oscars. Like do you keep going after that? I don't. I think Chris knew what he had to do. He had to continue the show because it was bigger than him.
yeah, and I applaud him for that.
Yeah. So kudos to him. I feel bad for. I don't know what the name of the black producer of that Oscars, but like
His name was Will too, or something.
Was it also
Will
Will something?
Placard or something like that. Will something.
I mean, you produced a hell of a show, so good job. I'm sorry that had to. I mean, everybody's
sure.
talking about it, so I mean,
So, like, I know we talked a lot about being in Chris Rock's position.
right.
So, if you were in Will Smith's position, how do you think you would handle that? If your wife was truly hurt.
I think I'd have too much class to not interrupt the show. I am very guilty of doing exactly what I'm saying, to the point where I've had a relationship respond negatively because I didn't stand up as much. I would have waited. It's like there's a time and place to handle your business, and knowing, and I'm not a celebrity, obviously, so I don't really have that pressure on me. I don't have the backstory with everything, people doubting my masculinity all the time like they are with Will. So it's hard to really put myself in those shoes because I'm so not that. I would have just left it. I would have been like, that's very funny. And then I think if the after party or whatever it is, I've been like, are you serious, dude? Like, she has fucking alopecia. Like, what's wrong with you? That's fucked up. Or I would have gone the total opposite and gone to the press and then, like, attacked him that way. And I kept saying this on my social medias. I'm like, there's so many ways to hurt somebody without assaulting them, because he could have gone in hard on press and just played up the, feel bad for her because she's suffering mentally, and you dug into her and she's now feeling terrible. There's so many ways to hurt
Is that
a man.
Is that white people?
I would say we're very cunning with that. We're very like our passive aggressive, super passive aggressive.
I
like
hate passive.
I know you do,
bro. Just be direct.
But doesn't it kill you?
I hate it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you handle your business and it's over. It's almost like that guy and girl thing. You get in a fight, somebody won. All right, good stuff. All right, we're cool. And then it's what women do. Like, and I don't want to disparage women, but like a lot of women hold grudges, and it's not over when it's over. Again, I'm not a physically violent person. I don't think hitting you is going to solve anything. Maybe it impresses a woman, but I don't want to be with a woman if violence impresses you. That for me personally. That's not cool.
A lot of women, like that's like a turn on to them.
It's a turn on. Like,
and that's
you
crazy.
Defended me, and a lot of them will go to get an attack with you. And it's like I'm not that guy. I don't want that woman either.
So funny story. Me and my older two kids' mom, we got into a fight at the train station when I was like 17, 18 years old.
Okay.
She used to live in the Inland Empire, and it was for Valentine's Day. I caught the train from L.A. to the Inland Empire. She met me at the train station. Right. I was giving her Valentine's Day gifts. This dude, he came up to me, and he was like, hey, you want to buy my bus thing? And I'm like, nah, I'm good, bro. He like, it's only blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, I'm good. He like, well, fuck you then, yo nappy head motherfucker.
This a white guy or black guy?
No, black dude. And I'm like, hey, bro, like, what's up? And he's like, come on. Hit him a few times, and then we were.
Who won? Did you win?
So like, people came from the trains and stuff, and like separate. And I'm a kid, like I'm like 17. This is a grown ass man. They separate us, and like I'm standing near the train tracks, and then next thing you know, this motherfucker dive on me, boom, knock me all on the train tracks. My kid's mom, she came like beating on him, and then some chick come and try to get her. I get up.
Your girl is Latina, right?
Yeah, she's Latina, black. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then
That matters.
Like kicking him in the face and knocking him out. It was like the craziest, but like we like fought together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
best sex after that, right? It is a huge turn on for people, and I get it. Like. The live and die. What is it? Ride and die people. I get it. That's the thing. I guess I'm too not scared about getting caught or like getting in trouble. Like I have a clean record. I just don't like that's not my MO. I don't need to do that.
But
somebody comes at me and so at her, yes, like physically I will defend. But if somebody's talking shit, I let it fly. Like whatever. Like
so I was gonna ask. So like if somebody like physically put hands on her.
Oh yeah, that's different. That's different. Then I get in the middle of it. And I still like.
So do you break it up or do you
break it up,
use
but
violence?
I'm trying to think of that situation so I can like talk about it. I'm trying to remember what actually happened. Oh no, it was. Oh, we were in Vegas. Okay, so my son's mom, we were in Vegas and we were just walking down the strip, and somebody, as we're walking by, just like smacks her ass or something. Like I didn't see it, and I walk away, and she's Latina too, so she immediately turns around and goes after him, and like. I didn't, and this is a failure as a man, I feel like. I I wish I put hands on him at this point. But I went back with her, and I just stared at him, and I said, like, don't fucking do that again. But I didn't do anything else. I didn't, like, put hands on him. I wasn't even, like, that aggressive with what I said. And so she was so butthurt about that. Like, she hated it. Like, we didn't talk to her, like, the rest of the day on that trip. And so it was one of those things like, okay, well, I get it. Like, when you're defending somebody, especially somebody who physically touches your woman, like, that's when you have to do it. Like, no matter what happens with the authorities or whatever, like, you gotta do something about it.
You definitely gotta defend your
That
woman.
was
Like,
physical, and that I feel like I failed on. And, like, I wish I did something then.
But if it ain't
Hindsight's
in you, it
20/20.
ain't in you. You know.
That's unfortunately.
If it ain't in you, it ain't in you. But
Yeah.
like that's definitely like.
That's a moment to do
Yeah,
it.
that's one, and I think the police will be on your side on that one.
Right.
Judge.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
you definitely.
I had cause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Still, I fucked it up. But yeah,
let's go find that guy.
let's go. Dude, I bet he's OD, right? His ass was drunk as hell and just. I shouldn't bring that up. She's gonna listen to this podcast and go, "Oh yeah,"
you
and
just
and
reminded
smack,
her.
yeah, exactly, and smack me for not doing something about it.
I think I've gotten into like one fight defending like Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
Is when we first moved to Ohio. When I go to a club or a bar, I put my back against the wall. That's just how it is.
Yeah, you observe. You make it.
To observe.
Yeah,
you know, like
you don't want somebody sneaking up on you.
yeah. So like I'm always
Is
back
that
against
Compton thing, or was that?
back against the wall.
Yeah.
When I park, I back in so I can get out quick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like we all sitting back against the wall, just
Mm-hmm.
you know, people watching and stuff. And this guy dancing and doing all of that. He started coming up to us, mad dogging us and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like we all like trying not to make eye contact with him, ignore him
Yeah.
and all of that. And like he getting in everybody's face and you know dancing and he you know swept my shoe with his and I almost hit him right then and there, but I held back. And mind you,
Mm-hmm.
Jasmine, and she's not a fighter at all.
No.
Not like a fight bone in her body.
No.
And she went and grabbed him. And like, can you leave us alone? And like walked him to the middle of the dance floor.
Good for her.
I grabbed her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I forgot what he did, but like I two-pieced him in the middle of the dance floor, knocked him out.
Uh-huh.
And then now the security come after he didn't antagonize us
Right,
all this
right.
time because everybody was like, who man is this? Can somebody get him? Everybody looking.
Yeah, everybody knows he's a problem.
All the attention is on us now because he sees that
Mm-hmm.
he's fucking with us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then as soon as I do something,
Right.
then the security want to come and grab me and escort me out. Like, bro, you could have did this. But I had to tell Jasmine, like, you can't touch people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Until they
like,
touch you.
You
can't.
put me in a situation
Right.
that, you know, made me have to do that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
And so I posted it on Facebook. Her mom called the next morning, like, are you guys okay?
Yeah.
And she like, what? Why you ask that?
Yeah.
And they just lit a fire. Her mom and dad lit a fire. Just like
Because you laid him out? Or you like
because
she was
like,
in the situation in general?
She was in that situation. Like now I'm like this thug and she's in medical school. She's not out
So
there.
this is early in your relationship.
Yeah,
Okay.
like she's not out there to be fighting and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I got her
Right.
out there fight. Like,
Yeah.
mind you, your daughter touched this man before I did anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
crazy, bro. That was a time that like she wanted to hit him,
Right.
And she's not like that
Right.
because the antagonizing was like that much that
Yeah.
we tried our hardest
Gotcha.
to avoid. Like the
Yeah.
only thing we didn't do
Right.
was leave.
Yeah, but that sucks. That sucks for you to like have to cut your plans short just because this guy's being a jerk. But I feel like there are obviously people who you see them all like the frat guys who will go out and just fight anybody and everybody. So like I can't say that it's like a white thing, but I feel like maybe there's a higher percentage of us that are like me than I don't know. Maybe I'm below average. I don't know.
I think most people, if somebody hit them, would. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Most black people would.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll let you say most black people. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a good amount of us that
Right.
would hit back. You know, what I'm
Do
saying?
you think there's a hesitancy now because you don't want to be classified as a thug or like be seen?
No, it ain't no hesitation. Somebody hit me, I'm hitting back. It's
Right.
nothing to think about at all.
Okay.
Like, somebody hit me, I'm hitting back.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, even if I was at the fucking Oscars,
Yeah.
you hit me, I'm
Right.
gonna hit you back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like again, kudos to Chris Rock.
For
You know
holding-
what I'm saying? Because it's like no way in hell. Like
But I wonder if he's like me, where it's like, I'm not gonna fight somebody no matter what. I mean, he does have a couple inches on him, or Will has a couple inches on him, but
that don't mean nothing.
I'd like to see that fight.
And so
Do like a boxing match,
no,
like
so,
do a celebrity charity boxing.
So
match.
another
People would
thing,
love
and that kind of pissed me off. Here come Jake Paul want to capitalize off of black people fighting. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I give you $30 million if y'all do a boxing match. The same thing he did with Kanye and
Pete Davidson.
You know what I'm saying? Here come the white person want to capitalize off of
that's
our
what we're good
violence.
at. That's what we're good at. We capitalize on any black issue. Come on,
God,
we make money out of this. No, I personally I don't agree with him, but I think all of it's for show. I mean, he's paid a lot of money to act the way he does. So if we get paid a lot of money, we'll act a certain way too. If you guys want to sponsor.
But I definitely would want to see it. Though. I ain't gonna lie.
See?
But maybe if
He knows what the people
Mayweather
wanna
did
see.
it or something, you know what I'm saying? But
Oh, so if a black guy
I'm just. But it's,
no, I mean that's the thing too. Though, it's like I want to see if Mayweather did like put it on. Would you? I mean, we'd pay for it.
no, I definitely pay for it.
Yeah.
The Kanye, I would really want to see the Pete Davidson and Kanye.
That's not a match though. Come on. You think Pete throws?
I'm just saying, this man is fighting for his family. You know what I'm saying?
Which
and
one?
If you do
Kanye?
it, huh?
Kanye's fighting for his
Yeah.
family?
What do you think Kanye?
I don't think Kanye's as good as a boxer. I just think Pete's not a fighter. I think Pete's like me.
Do you think Kanye's a fighter?
I think he knows how.
No.
You don't think so?
No, bro. That Kanye is like.
You think he's just gonna dance around the ring and?
Neither one of them was like no. I don't think so. So I think it'll be a good match.
Okay. Maybe we should make it. You know what I do you remember Celebrity Deathmatch? The animated. I wish they'd bring that back. That'd be so great. Maybe they will with everything that's going on. We'll see. All right, well that's the end of our show for today, but that was a pretty good episode. We covered a lot of topics, and we definitely want to come back and talk about some more stuff because there's plenty to talk about. Check us out on The Differences Black and White on Instagram, social media, on Facebook.
And I think we're putting it on YouTube, right?
We'll put this on YouTube as well. Yeah, definitely check us out.
So the difference is Black and White podcast, and see you next time.
See you next time.
What's the difference between?